Good afternoon. It is a fall day here along the coast of Maine. Kind of rainy, kind of chilly, and I guess I'm just really thinking of autumn today. And I was going through my Wanderlust 2021 journal recently and found this page, which in this instance we were studying movement and the movement of the sky, and we created these small images of skies, which I wasn't particularly happy with, but this piece of paper here was my underpaper in creating these skies. And I really liked this color palette. I thought it was really unique and rich. And so I was thinking today that I would take inspiration from this piece and work on something in this color family. So I'm gonna use my Kraft journal because when I had that piece of palette paper, it was a piece of brown packing paper. So I thought I would use my Kraft journal, and I found this in my Kraft journal already, which I suspect could have been, although maybe not, when I created this page and had a bunch of paint left on my palette. And so then I scraped it onto here so that it wouldn't go to waste. So that might have been what happened because I don't use that color a lot. All right, so let's see what we can come up with here. Where to begin? As always, it's kind of nice to start with some collage papers to add some layering to the page. So I've got a few scraps over here, and I'm gonna start with this book page, I guess. Do I want to put it right there? It's got a really sharp line. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna tear it. I'm gonna put it there. I don't know where to put it. How about there? Yeah. Okay, where's my glue? Well, I hope you're doing well today. I'm having a good day. Nice day of art on a kind of yucky fall day. Here's some more of this math paper that I like. This is actually from my father's engineering textbooks from probably the 1950s, I reckon. He always tells the story how he really didn't do that well in school. His parents told him to go be an engineer because the federal government was putting in the highway system and they needed engineers. And so my dad did what his dad said and went and got an engineering degree and worked his whole life in engineering. Not sure he loved it, but he did it. Kind of different times there, right? Okay, let's get that there. I've got like some of these pages that have some real distinct black marks on them. And I don't know if I want to use those yet or at all. So let's keep going. This is my dictionary pages, which I like to use a lot. I don't know. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's just paper. It's only paper. Don't get precious. Don't overthink. No, it's too close to that one. I'm overthinking. I'm overthinking. Go back to where it was. All right. There's some paper. All right, now let's get our fingers dirty. I was going to start with gesso. I always start with gesso. But this is a pretty dark palette. So, this was Prussian blue hue, golden fluid acrylics. And this is the Payne's Gray from Amsterdam. I'm about out of that. and my gesso. Again, I don't have a favorite gesso. I buy what's on sale. And I'm gonna, instead of just plain gesso, let's do some of this blue and kind of blend in those rough edges a bit. So some of you who are new to art journaling, and I'm relatively new myself, so I don't know, I'm talking like I'm some authority, but one of the kind of things that it's hard to wrap your head around in the beginning, I think, is that we put stuff down and then we cover it up. And it's like, what's that about? What was the point? And the point is all of that layering, all of that texture just adds to the depth and interest of the piece. Do I want to go off that corner? I guess I do. I'm famous for like not leaving anything showing through, and this, I really want the craft to show through. So I've got to pay attention here and not go overboard. But yeah, so we layer, we pull back, we cover up. Another golden fluid acrylic in quinacridone violet. This is a really strong color, but what's interesting about it, can you see my palette up there? Yeah, is here it is straight on the page, right? Now let's add some gesso. Look how it gets more lavender. Here it's like a kind of a burgundy hue. There it's lavender. And then you can just keep going till it's really light and pretty. So it is a pretty color, really pretty color. And you can, you know, this can be scary for some people, but this is lovely, right? All right, let's get some of that in there. Oh, that lavender is pretty against that Payne's gray and the blue. I like that. I don't know, does this look like a storm, kind of, or a winter sunset, maybe? I don't know. Let's turn on the oomph here a minute. Where do I want to go with this? I'm so focused that I'm not actually explaining anything that I'm doing, which is kind of bad. Okay. I don't know what I think. I'm not sure. All right, I am gonna dry this because I'm a little worried about going into my oranges with all this purple, because I'm not really sure about the color theory here, but it strikes me that these colors seem very cool and this seems very warm, and I'm afraid I'm gonna get mud. So it never hurts to dry in between. So let's dry. All right, we're all dry. So let's get into some of these oranges and yellows. And this is, I'm famous for this, aren't I, where I can't actually read it. This is Dilutions paint, and it's from Ranger. It has a name, and I can't read it. Pure Sunshine. That's what it is, Pure Sunshine. All right, and this one is my favorite again. Quinacridone Nicolazo Gold, I think. I love this paint. All right. I don't like this. I should have ripped that. I hate the margin on a book page. Hate's a strong word. I shouldn't say that. But I don't like it. So let's see if we can't make it go away, or at least fade it a bit. What happens if I blend those? Ooh, that's kind of a nice What is on here? There. Oh, that's a little... I like that. It's a little richer than straight out of the bottle. Subtle. Really subtle. How about we... Yeah. Okay, so now once again, when I blend with my fingers, I never know what's going to happen. And clearly, some of this paint wasn't dry, this blue down here, and mixing it with this gold, I'm just getting a slight tinge of green, which it's almost like a patina, and I kind of like that. And as far as the method to my madness, is I want a color to appear at least 3 places. So there's balance. However, when you look at this palette paper in this piece, that's the only place that is. I don't think I did anything to this. This is palette paper, just slapped down on the page. So sometimes serendipity plays in your favor. And maybe I'm overthinking this. Okay. I am not liking that. And I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to blend this, what is it, quinacridone violet, with my Prussian. Ooh, that was probably too much. Am I still on the screen, folks? Yeah. And my palette, I have palette paper. I've used palette paper in the past, obviously, but I had a little snafu at work where I put, I printed out some, I don't know, it wasn't a super long document, but it went through the printer. And when it printed out, every single page, it didn't print anything except these little symbols. Page after page after page of these little symbols. And some of them, those were not too bad, but some of them, it was a whole line across the top. And it was, it's kind of something we couldn't really use. And so it was such a waste of paper. I about died, and the copier was going off, and somebody's like, who's printing this big, huge print job? And I was like, not me. I just printed like 5 pages, 10 pages, and it printed about a ream of paper. So waste not, want not. I brought all this paper home because, well, I found it in the recycle bin. I mean, that's kind of, everybody said, oh, just recycle it. And that's where it landed. And then I thought, I can't do that. So with permission, I brought it home. And I've been using it in gel plates, gel press printing, and I've been using it as palette paper too. And it works just fine. And then I can use the paper, the palette paper in another journal. Okay, I don't like this. And I think it's because my color pockets aren't big enough splotches of color. Oh, now see, I had purple on my hands and I mixed that and I don't like it. I was trying to get a purple here. That's what I was doing before I went into my big palette paper story. The only thing I'll say is the paper absorbs it, and that's not what I wanted. And you find, you know, it can absorb it and then you don't get as much. But like I said, you can use it. There's some of that purple. Ooh. There we go. It's purpley, right? Let's cover up that. Ooh, that's a really moody color, isn't it? But I do like the black over here. I'm gonna keep this my moody corner. Right? All right. Now I've lost my swatches of gold, and I want to go back and do that, but I am going to dry it again because I learned my lesson here. I want it to be dry when I put that golden color back in. Okay, I'll be right back. So let's see if I can get some more of this sunshine in here in a wider swath maybe. I think it's not very opaque. It makes it kind of hard to cover stuff up. Yeah. Let's get a little bold with this sunshiny color. Oh my gosh, I don't know if the rain is coming through on the microphone. It is just pouring here today. All right, and I just, you know, I didn't use the white gesso when I started, and I'm feeling it now. Like I need to get some contrast in here. All right, I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna cover all of my craft paper and I don't wanna do that. And I'm not 100% happy with how this looks, but you have to trust the process, and we'll see how it goes. All right, let me dry this again, a lot of drying, and I'll be back. On to the next step. And I don't quite know what that step is, so I'm gonna add some black lines because that's what we do when we don't know what to do. It's almost like it's a branch or something. Yeah. Okay. I've done that. Do I want any stenciling in the back? I don't know. Okay, so I've mixed up some Moody deep purple here using the quinacridone violet and the Prussian blue. I'm nervous about this, folks, but I'm gonna do it. I'm very nervous about this. I'm wondering if this is too big. No, I'm too scared of it. I'm gonna go, my hands. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go with this. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. I'm doing it. All right, here's my Moody purple. Ooh, I'm scared. Oh, that's not bad. You can't even tell it's there. I was scared to do it. It adds some depth. It adds some movement. It's nothing. I really thought it was going to be bold, but it's not really. So, all right, we'll just do some more. It's not too bold. And again, I like to do things in 3s or 5s, odd numbers, right? Oh gosh, it's almost like there's buds on these branches, isn't it? Well, let's give this one some too then. It doesn't look like anything. Now that looks a little dodgy, but whatever. Okay. All right, I have this idea, and again, I'm kind of scared to execute it. This is a stamp I carved as part of the Seek, Gather, Create challenge that several artists took part in on Instagram. And basically, they gave different things you had to use in your piece, and one of them was a chain. And I didn't have any actual chains. So I thought, oh, I'll carve a chain stamp. So that's what this is. And I'm sort of thinking about stamping that on here, and I'm going to do it. So this is my archival ink. And we're going to do this. I'm going to do a test over here, maybe make sure. Let's see. Okay. Ah, I'm scared. Somebody needs to come over here and hold my hand while I do this. Are you freaking out? I'm freaking out. All right. Here we go. Oh God, I hope it's straight. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do another one, but I want them to be different lengths. Okay. How many are we gonna do? We're gonna do 3. You guessed it right, I'm sure. Oh, this one might be crooked. No. I like that. And if there was light hitting it, let's add some. I love these gold pens. This is a gel pen. Uniball, Signa gel pen. I like the white as well. How do I feel about that? So if the light's hitting it, it's gonna also hit this inside, isn't it? It's hitting that side, I think. You can't really see this one. Ooh, that's a little. I don't like that, so we're gonna get rid of that. Little wet wipe will do that for you. I don't know how I feel about the gold. Well, we'll keep it for now. Can I do it there somehow? Just a little bit. There, maybe just kind of less bold, yeah? Here we go again. Just it's kind of nice to add some shadowing or some light because it sort of gives some dimension and makes it feel a little 3D. Yeah. Again, that gold on that dark is really bright, and I'm not sure I like that, but because that just kind of looks like it's floating there. I wonder if I made the chain a little more obvious, no? A lot of our journaling is what would happen if, oops. Oh, maybe this is what we want. No? Maybe? That might be what I want. Just kind of define that edge a little better in the dark areas. Maybe? Maybe not? All right, let's just have faith that even though this looks a little odd right now, that's gonna work out. I do kind of like the idea of the chains hanging though. Okay, next. just to give some more, I like using this, I'm pretty sure this is Tim Holtz, and it's, what is this called? A handwriting stamp. And I'm gonna try doing it in this cactus flower. These are the oddest names. Cactus flower color. I guess I don't know what a cactus flower looks like because I wouldn't have picked this color. All right, let's see. But this just adds a real subtle, pretty, there you can't even see it. Too subtle, huh? Just more and more depth. Always looking for that. Yeah. Now, can you see that? Just real subtle. I don't know how I feel about that gold. But I'm gonna have faith that it's all gonna work out in the end. All right. I had some leaf stamps I was gonna use, but I think that's overkill. So, I'm feeling like it's getting to be finished. Let's do some splatters. Let's do some white splatters and maybe some black. I don't know if I have enough gesso here. I don't want a lot. And I don't want to totally, well, cover that spot. I think that's a nice amount of white. Let's try some black. I'm gonna go get my fluid black. Okay, this is my carbon black. Again, this is golden high fluid acrylic. Oh, jeez. Okay. A little wet, not much. I'm gonna follow along kind of where I put those. Okay. That's looking moody and interesting. Definitely now I'm liking it. Weird, isn't it? How splatters just make a difference. They really do. So I feel like I need to add just a little more gold somewhere else to kind of balance out the page. And I've got this gold Posca pen. So I think I'm just gonna do some mark making, some dots over here. Does anybody else have a hard time making their marks look random? Like even though I'm randomly doing them, they somehow end up in a straight line. Yeah, just a little bit there to balance out the gold over there. I think that helps. So I think this could be considered finished. You could put a sentiment or something on it to finish it off, or not. I think it looks fine like it is. But I have become absolutely obsessed with creating and using these watercolor echinacea, I think is how you say it. So the cone flowers. I think it's also like black-eyed Susans, purple cone flowers, all of those. I just love them. And this one got a little bent, but I'm obsessed with using them. So I'm gonna use it because I think it looks beautiful on this page. So I can do it alone, or again, if we're thinking about in threes, we could add some grungy, you know, make it a little more of a focal point. Here's some more of that engineering paper. And a third spot of gold on the page. Maybe this goes all the way over. No, it doesn't. Yeah, just maybe like that. Just some deli paper with some gold striping. Do I want a longer piece of deli paper? Maybe I do. Tear this one up a bit. So it peeks out on the other side as well. Yeah, what you think? Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do, folks. So let's glue her down. I think the more sometimes we think about things, we talk ourselves out of it, and then we dilly-dally. And we could be moving on to another fun piece. Get too precious with it, and then, no, I have no memory of where I was gonna put that. Does that happen to you? You never get it back where you tested it? I feel like this was over more, wasn't it? Kind of. Yeah, I guess. Oops. And that looks like fall. And I'll just trim this off here. And it looks like a little bit here. And I think we're finished. Thanks for sitting with me today. It's been fun playing, and hope to see you back here again soon. Check me out on Instagram. I'm at EB_mixed media. Thanks a million. Bye.